Hi, my name is Grace and I just finished my Girl Scout Gold Award project. I want to share some tips about what I learned along the way in hopes that it will help you with your project. Tip number 1 is to choose a project you really care about, something that really interests you. I'm Chinese and was adopted by Caucasian parents. My project was to learn more about my native culture and help others learn about it as well. I learned about dragon boat racing by designing a flyer used at a local dragon boat race, and I designed a simple dog mask craft that was used at a Chinese New Year festival. Tip number 2 is to plan your time wisely. My initial plan to work on my project when school was out did not work out. Instead of working during the summer, then during Thanksgiving and winter break, I ended up doing my project when school was in session, which was a challenge. Try to focus on your project during breaks if you can. Tip number 3 is to be organized. When I started my project, I did a good job of keeping up with my timeline. As the project stretched out, I took notes but did not update the timeline. By the time I finished, I had notes in several notebooks and it took longer than it should have to update everything. Be sure to update your timeline as you go and don't get behind. Tip number 4 is that your Girl Scout liaison is your friend. My liaison was a constant source of encouragement and advice to me. She assured me that her job was to help me successfully complete my project and earn the award, and that kept me going when things were tough. Tip number 5 is to ask for help when needed. The Gold Award process helps build leadership skills, and a good sign of a leader is to ask for help. I sometimes struggled with parts of my project longer than I needed to and wish that I would have asked for help more often. Don't wait like I did. Tip number 6 is don't freak out if something does not go as planned. I had to unexpectedly change sponsors after part 1 of my project and ended up with a very short time to prepare for part 2 of my project. A few days before my second attempt, weather almost forced the event to be canceled. Then, at the actual event, my table was doubled in the middle of the very busy event and I had to make that work. Expect the unexpected and you will be fine. Tip number 7 is to choose the right volunteers. Your volunteers will help your project succeed or will help it fail. Choose volunteers that you know will be dedicated to helping you succeed and that will represent your project well. If you end up with volunteers that are not committed to your project, it will be hard to manage them at your event. Tip number 8 is that it's not easy process, but it's worth it. I thought the project would be more fun than work and struggled when I learned there's a lot of hard work involved. In the end, I learned about myself and learned about what I need to improve to be a leader, and that made the hard work worth it. Don't overthink about the work. Just go with your instincts. Tip number 9 is to reward your volunteers. At the end of part 2 activity, I had a small goodie bag for each of my volunteers. I also had water and snacks for them during the event, just to show them that I appreciated the work. You don't have to spend a lot. A little goes a long way in this area, and your volunteers will be happy that you thought of them. Tip number 10 is to reward yourself. Plan a special activity after you complete your project to reward yourself for your hard work. If your mom or your troop leader were very helpful during the process, include them too. It's a great way to celebrate your hard work. Thanks for watching my presentation. I hope these tips help you and I wish you good luck.